It was supposed to be a quiet weekend at the lake. My wife and I had rented a modest Airbnb in a gated HOA neighborhood outside town. Nothing fancy, just a place to unplug. We were looking forward to disconnecting from my job at the NSA, where I work in digital intelligence and cybersecurity. I don't usually share what I do. Most people wouldn't understand it anyway, and discretion is part of the job. But apparently that didn't matter to Karen. The first encounter. We had just pulled into the driveway of the rental, me, my wife, and our dog, Luna. As we unpacked, a woman in her 50s power-walked across the street with a clipboard, an oversized pair of sunglasses, and the unmistakable air of self-appointed authority. "You can't park there," she barked, not even bothering to say hello. "This is private property, residents only." "This is our Airbnb for the weekend," I explained calmly. "We have the rental confirmation." "Airbnbs are illegal in this HOA, she said, flipping through her clipboard. "Names, IDs. I need to know who you are and why you're here." My wife raised an eyebrow. "We're just trying to relax for a few days." Karen stepped closer. "I'm the security liaison for this neighborhood. I have the right to collect guest information. If you refuse, I'll report you and your dog." Escalation begins. Now, I'm used to threats in my line of work, but not ones coming from suburban clipboard warriors. "Ma'am," I said evenly, "you don't have any legal right to demand our personal information?" Karen scoffed. "That's what people hiding something say. What are you? Criminals? Scammers? Foreign nationals?" That's when I recognized her. I've seen her before. Not in person, but through open source intelligence reports and social media monitoring. Her real name was in a flagged case we'd filed months ago regarding harassment campaigns targeting neighbors and posting private info online. Multiple complaints had been logged across platforms. We'd been building a profile to determine if she posed a risk of cyberstalking. At the time, it was minor enough to be monitored. But now, she just inserted herself into my jurisdiction. Literally. The turnaround. I let her finish her rant about calling the sheriff, animal control, and possibly ICE, none of which made sense. Then I calmly stepped back, pulled out my phone, and accessed a secure encrypted work app. Within seconds, I had the file up. Her full name, complaints from former neighbors, screenshots of her blog posts about cleansing the neighborhood, and a flagged alert for escalating behavior. I looked up at her and said, "Karen, actually Karen H. Franklin, correct?" She froze. "Excuse me?" "You might remember uploading a video last month that violated multiple cyberstalking laws in your state. You also posted personal information about a neighbor's daughter, which triggered our initial surveillance protocol." Her jaw dropped. "You've been under passive monitoring for several months. I'm an analyst with the National Security Agency. I usually don't engage, but since you made contact in person, well, now it's in active review." Karen stammered. That's a violation of my rights." "Actually," I said, "you violated others' rights. And now you've attempted to unlawfully collect private info and intimidate federal personnel. This conversation is recorded, by the way." The fallout. Karen stormed off without another word. 10 minutes later, I received a notification from the neighborhood's shared app. "Visitor has been reported for suspicious behavior." Of course, I'd already submitted a formal complaint to her HOA board, including details of her previous online harassment patterns. I didn't even have to mention my agency. They were quick to react when they saw the evidence. A week later, I got an update through a law enforcement contact. Karen had been issued a cease and desist by the HOA and received a visit from the sheriff's department warning her about impersonating security personnel. Best part? Her security liaison title was self-appointed. No one had actually given her any authority, just a clipboard and a bad attitude. The takeaway. Power-hungry individuals like Karen thrive on fear and ignorance. She assumed we were just a couple of weekenders who would cave to her faux authority. She had no idea she'd walked up to someone who not only knew her digital footprint, but also had access to the federal records she hoped would stay buried. In the end, Karen got exactly what she deserved: exposure, accountability, and a reminder that not everyone is as powerless as they seem.